This temple has 45 meters. The green part, that is the artificial base. That was the foundation. So there is nothing of this temple inside of the base. And the temples are completely solid, you know. From 6 to 11 on the map are completely solid. They don't have any tunnels, chambers, tombs inside. The Mayas spent 20 years to build one temple with approximately 5,000 prisoners or slaves. And the unique function was just to connect with the gods.
¿Esos prisioneros de dónde eran?
De la misma cultura maya, de otras ciudades.
Otras ciudades.
Fueron ciudades-estados. Todas las ciudades fueron enemigas. Se hacían las guerras constantes. And the giant saber tree, approximately 60 meters, so this one has around 23 meters, more or less. But ahead we're going to see a giant saber tree with between 55, 60 meters high, with 220 years old. Boats has only 50 years old. They grew up faster, you know. And then, but the sabers survive around 300 years and drop the leaves every 2 years. Okay? It's relative with the K-pop tree. I don't know if you hear that special tree, K-pop. K-pop tree. The name was Tikal. And Tikal means city of voices, city of echoes. Okay, give me 5 minutes here, please. Come to this side. In the Mayans' time, it was very important to build their plazas to make that kind of acoustic, because they use all the time to do the most important celebration. And on that time, in the whole year, I told you we have 9 months with rain, so that's why the vegetation mostly of the time looks so green. Only on summer change a little bit, but that is on April, you know, the driest month. We don't have any rain. The temperatures every day are between 38, 45 Celsius degrees. Mostly of the days, 100% of humidity. So it's very humid. To do this hike on April is terrible, you know. The people finish tired. But chicos, this kind of vegetation that we saw from the entrance of the park and we're gonna see around is not considered a real jungle. In Central America, Costa Rica either, we don't have jungle. Yucatan either. We have only primary forest, but the tour guide, we use that word jungle because for mostly of you, this kind of vegetation could be a real jungle. Connect with the main plaza to the top of the hill, the downtown of Tikal, the place where the North American archaeologists spend most of the time to do all of that investigation inside of these 2 huge acropolis that now you can explore by yourself and you can climb temple number 2, okay? The ceremonial temples on the map you can find with these numbers. But normally we use these numbers because in this order they did the investigation and the reconstruction. So they started with temple number 1, temple number 2, 3, 4, the highest one, temple number 5, the first structure that the Chicleros people found in the middle of nowhere, exactly in February 26, 1848. And the smaller ceremonial temple, temple number 6. Okay? So this temple from 6 to 11 on the map, the unique function was just to go to Antigua and Atitlan Lake.
Baño de vapor. So we are walking to the main plaza in Tikal.
And a spider monkey. There's a spider monkey at the That's the species of monkeys, chicos. Lucky day. Se acabó el tour. Sí. We came back to the parking. That's two species of monkeys that we have here. And the first looks super. Like a 5 legs. Super fast. Okay, ready? Continuamos. This way, please. The skeleton at the museum in Guatemala City looks like this. King Cacao used 16.5 pounds of jade, you know, the green stone, volcanic stone, just to decoration. In the tomb, they found also 37 pieces of human bone that was part of his servant. More than 100 polychrome artifacts completely covered with a lot of information about his long kingdom. So that's why today we know that King Cacao was on the throne of Tikal during 52 years. His skeleton has 1.82 meters, and he died when he has 93 years old. And he ordered to build temple number 1 and 2 at the same time. And before he died, he ordered to build temple number 4, the highest one.
So it's the highest one, yes? This one?
This is the fourth highest. Temple 4 is the biggest one, 70 meters, and this one only has 45 meters. Okay? Who has my... All right,
So it's 45 meters, the highest
main plaza.
is 70 meters.
Thank you very much. I forget everything.
Tikal.
Okay, this section, chicos, on the map.
So it's not the largest pyramid here, it's the fourth highest.
Come to this side of the wall, chicos, please. Come to this side.
So it's a ball court.
Yeah. Where you saw the first one?
In Chichen Itza.
Oh, you saw the largest one. The soccer field from Chichen Itza. But the players, they live in the middle class outside of the map, around. And the average for the middle class was around 45 years old. So that's why they play the game only one time in their life. So they have to enjoy the moment. And for that, they have to train many days before, play the official game. And during that training, every player wants to be the stronger, because the strongest became a captain. And then when the game finished, only the winner captain was sacrificed. But sounds crazy, right? Why? I have to train hard, you know, many days just to be the stronger, became a captain, and try to win the game and die. But was an honor, was a privilege, you know. For them that was normal. For us not. Nobody want to die today. Or would you like to be the captain? Who wants to be? Nobody. So nobody want to die now. Longer joints that they used to put the ball inside of the hoop or the ring. But normally they left one on each side on the middle of each structure. This wall connect with the flat part of that structure. And on this junction, they left one hoop on each side. But in the Mayan lowland of Petén, chicos, in any of these more than 5,000 archaeological sites, the archaeologists never found remain of that hoop. That means that was made with wood. You can see only in one site, I'm not sure if it's in Veracruz, Mexico, and Chichen Itza, and in Copan, Honduras. So you can see the hoops there because it was made with a stone. And here they never found. Okay, the spectators, normally they use
47 pounds was ball.
structure, so that means that they never had a public in general. As today, you know, sometimes they need 3 days to make the first goal. And also the winner captain was sacrificed. You know, before the last project of Tikal, 2004, 2010, the archaeologists said that probably the whole loser team was sacrificed. But when they did the investigation in the unique triple soccer field, in the tombs they never found more than 1 skeleton. So that means that only the winner captain was sacrificed. They already did a translation of all of that information that they left on the pottery. And that's why we know some of the rules of this game and the joint that they used to kick the ball. And that only the spectators watch the game. And they never had any kind of competition as today. Today we have the World Cup, Champions League, Europa League. But on that time, they never played with another city because the whole cities played the game at the same time. Welcome to my office. Give me 10 more minutes. Come with me, please. You're going to have enough time to take your photos and videos and time, explore.
Ahora creo que tenemos el otro templo libre
Yo, ¿verdad? Así se miraba de los europeos. Okay, chicos, have a seat here on these benches. That on that time, the same time. During that investigation that they made inside of both Acropolis, the archaeologists found 22 layers of construction. The Mayas all the time was building on top layer by layer. They used the last structure as a foundation of the next building. So that's why they never destroyed nothing of the last structure, just they build on top. And I'm gonna show you some walls, how it looks inside. And was the places where the archaeologists found the whole colors that this civilization used to paint. So this tunnel connects with a big wall, and we can see the original decoration and also the original colors. But in this picture, we can see only red. But if we go directly to see with our eyes, we can see the colors that I mentioned before. I had the opportunity to go to El Naranjo, it's another Mayan city, and when we represent the sun god, or Chaak or Chak, that represent the rain god, we can understand that they are doing that ceremony just to say thanks to the mother land, to the mother nature, because probably in the last year they had a good harvesting. They had a good health for the family. And they come to pray for another year, same as the last one or better. You know, they send the order to do all of that for them.
1.70, 1.82.
1.65 meter, and the average 45 years old. So the nutrition was more or less, but the big problem was with the lower class. Bad nutrition, bad health, and all the time they have to work. Not enough protein. That's why they left very short. And when all of these places was abandoned, I told you 80% of this population of 2.5 million of Mayas, they decide move to live in that part of Guatemala because they found the best place there, you know, the Atitlan Lake. And only we are on the same way. If I compare the weather of this region, just 40 years ago is not the same. Our summers now are longer, hotter, less rain, and now the agriculture people have to use some kind of fertilizer to have a good harvesting. So 40 years ago, they don't need to use nothing. But the time is changing because every year, every summer here in Petén, and also I saw by TV in LA, United States, we're coming from US. Nobody? Okay, so they have also a big problem with the big wildfire. That they use, ¿ustedes?
They did human
¿En dónde hacían los
sacrifices,
sacrificios
animal
humanos? ¿Tú no?
sacrifices here.
Okay. Ahí. I'm going to show you. They left the evidence on top of the round stone. This was made by hand from the original altar that they are preserving at the museum.
When it is
Can you
about
see
to
a captive, a
collapse.
prisoner upside down? He has tied his arm and legs together. That was the position. The position that they used to kill them. This is an original altar that they are preserving at the museum. They left that evidence also on the pottery. Ahí está. Upside down. After that, they numbed the body with a information about the whole celebration that they did in this plaza. And some of the stelas they used to represent the portrait of the king, with the specific information, can destroy part of the structure. So be careful. And you can use that small wooden staircase that connect with the thatched roof, and inside you can go to see a big mask that on that time represent the most famous of this culture. Chaat, or the rain god, is in a good condition. Okay, I'm gonna clap my hand in the middle of the main plaza. Chicos, come with me, and then you can explore, just to get an idea how acoustic was this plaza on that time. Give me 1 minute.
We can't traverse it. But then it's interesting that
Those are stones used for sacrifice in Tikal. That was pyramid of jaguar.
C'est vrai qu'il y a plein d'avoir de moustiques. Une photo, les trois?
Pas ça, c'est le soleil.
Hein? Ouais, je sais, moi, essayer de la faire comme ça. Non, 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 tu mets ton doigt derrière ton pied, ça te fera abîmer les chaussures.
So this pyramid is 48-meter high. It's temple number 2. And the opposite one is 46-meter high. Temple number 4. But the highest one will be 70 meters. One higher pyramid 55 and the highest 70 meters. So it's much higher than pyramids in Chichen Itza.
Okay, chicos, we have to continue.
Bye bye. Tikal sacrifice plaza. This pyramid is 48 meters.
And around this date,
It's the last temple
the whole city was
to be
completely
built.
abandoned, and the peak time of
55-meter high.
was between 700 AD to 850 AD. So that was the time when all of these civilizations suffered of that overpopulation. But chicos, the beginning of this civilization started much before than this date. 2500 BC was the beginning of the when they finished to build Temple 3. Only that.
So the base is completely covered
And
in
just to
forest.
get an idea, that is the sculpture that they left on the doorway. Tikal during 166 years. And this royal family built mostly of the cities that was exposed to the public, because they was on the throne of Tikal during the most important time of this civilization, the time when they got to build much more structure than before. So this king used around 12 pounds of jade. Uncle jade, the belt, the bracelet, and the big neck of jade, and too much on top of the temple.
That's 55-meter high pyramid, the second highest. The vegetation is pretty dense on the walls of it. So.
Right? And Temple 4, it's considered the biggest ceremonial temple built in the whole Mesoamerica, if we're talking about this kind of architecture. And King Cacao wanted to build Temple 4, 20 years after the people finished to build 1 and 2 in the main plaza. But he died in 732 AD when this construction was around 60%. So his first son became the next king, and he finished to build this temple in 741 AD. So we know that they spent 21 years to build the biggest temple of Tikal. And the other temple, they spent 20 years, according with that information that they left on the pottery. And as known, temple of the double head of serpent. That is according with that decoration. But some North Americans call the Star Wars temple. I mentioned there why. I use that part to do that film. But now we can see in one of that Star Wars movies.
Igual dicen que nos regalan no se diga acá no es como
Mira, ves, acá es el otro. El otro se ve, este está más alto, pero el otro se ve más de cerca. Igual me esta locura, boludo, parece. Che, ¿por qué todos saludan para feliz Navidad ahora? ¿Qué hora es en Argentina?
Sí, pero es la gente vieja, la gente escrita. Sí, la gente se saca después de cada vez que dice, bueno, yo no voy a ver si la gente. No, son 3 horas más, debe ser la 1, ¿me oigan? Fíjate un trabajo de deforestación que tuvieron que hacer ahí para ¿y la piedra, hijo?
The sun is
Sí, porque no subió tanta. Porque está bien, puede haber piedra por acá, pero necesitan muchas piedras.
Vamos a tomar una fotito.
Izquierda, derecha. Is there some kind of Star Wars sign? That's the spot.
That would be so
But every now and then it would move and you'd get a glimpse of it. It's like, oh, it's so colorful.
Han construido las pirámides, que yo creo que a veces alrededor lo habían dejado llenas de campos, ¿no? De agricultura y así. Hay otro mirador, ¿no?
No, pero verlo, ¿sabes? Cuando estás así, dices, vamos, no sé, ni una casa. Una casa. Una casa. Lo máximo que What do you think, Fred?
Oh, I don't know.
How was the view, chicos? Hot? Big trees to cook a lot of limestone to get only 1 cubic meter of this material. So during the peak time, they have to do a massive deforestation because it was the time that they have to build much more structure than before. And that's why the archaeologists started to use that archaeological theory for the Mayans collapse. The not epidemic, pandemic, but they never found that evidence. No skeleton around.
So they cut 2 million trees
So they
to build about 5,000 archaeological.
20% the smart people, I mean, only the 80% middle and the lower class, they decide move to live in the southwest of the country, and you're gonna see that part. And then the smart people, 20%, the upper classes of the whole city, they decide move to live in the whole northern part of Yucatan, Mexico, because there they found enough cenotes, water, and a good land for to do agriculture. And they were the founder of Chichen Itza, Tulum, Cobá, Uxmal, Esnapa, many places. And then later, all of that places was conquered by Aztec culture that became a big empire. So they conquered from where the unique Guatemalan project with the first Guatemalan archaeologists worked here in 1977, 1984. And during that excavation, they found around 38 structures, but they tried to expose to the public about 8. And this ceremonial temple is part of that one, and the symmetrical flat building that is over there that you saw from temple number 4. So one of the most important evidence that the Guatemalan archaeologists found during that project was this kind of architecture that we can see here. That decoration that you can see both sides of the staircase and the round corners that we're gonna see on the body of temple number 5. This civilization has some contact with Teotihuacan. Did you hear something about them? Teotihuacanos, center of Mexico.
Yes.
So they travel more than 1,500 kilometers to conquer part of this land. So they conquered Tikal, Yaxha, Nacum, Naranjo, El Mirador, Ceibal, Dos Pilas, Aguateca, many places. But the archaeologists never found any evidence about battles or about wars. A Lu Tablero temple, or a sloping wall. And we can see the balustrade both sides of the staircase. Only this ceremonial temple was built by layers. So we can see the remain of the last staircase that was built on top of the next one, and behind there are more layers. And underneath of this temple, and underneath that symmetrical flat building, the Guatemalan archaeologists found the first evidence of the occupation of Tikal that started around 900 BC. So Lost World Complex was the beginning of Tikal. But the whole thing that we can see now on top is not the older. The older part is inside. But they have to close the tunnels to preserve from the natural elements. So that's why it's not possible to see that evidence. This temple and that pyramid was built by layers. All the time they were building on top.
Oh, it's seismic proven.
Going up is easy, chicos. The problem is to coming down. And the steps looks a little slippery.
Aquí se enseñar. Aquí se enseñar. That was an astronomical observatory, but it was a substitute of this original astronomical observatory. Have you heard about the South International Axis before? Yeah. Okay. It was the main function of this. It is associated to forest structures.
la titulación es mejor ir con un guía local.
No,
Ir a los sitios.
sí, que tiene localizado la mantarraya, tiene localizado no sé qué,
Sí, en las zonas.
sí, ya viene donde comer, yo creo.
Sorry, I worked on straightening my hair this morning. It's like living in Hawaii all over again. You know?
Tómale. Tiene que tomar poca. No, lo perdí. Después de sostener la mano. La foto. Yo tomo foto. Sí, el problema es que esa.
The tallest pyramid in Mesoamerica, 70 meters. Built in 6th and 7th century.
Between the bungalow, the baños, and the place where the archaeologists did the recreation of the pillars.
So here's a triple soccer field where the games were given. Only the captain of the winning team was beheaded. It was a great honor to be beheaded as a winner, to be sacrificed.
O sea que no hay posibilidad de que se pierda, ¿ah? Que no tiene algo preocupado eso. No, no se haya separado. Vamos a ver qué pasa allá al final. Sí, él estuvo acá. No creo que...
Those fields, courts are here in between actually those hills.
Preguntándose llega a Roma.
Peacock. What is it? No, it's something.
And now. And then the platform on the right side has a round corner that also was restored by archaeologists. And I told you that from the door to the top, 90% of the whole building are original. If you see in the middle of the roof come of the temple, you can imagine, remain of a big mask, similar like that picture that I showed you. Okay, they did the investigation inside as temple number 1 and 2, 3, 4, but they never found another tomb, only under temple number 1. 57 meter, and archaeologists with the first donation that came from Spain. Okay, chicos, go down to take more pictures from different angles. We're gonna be here 5 more minutes.
It's 57-meter high. It's huge.
Oh, you've got another 6 feet. Wow.
It's the last one uncovered from trees
Oh, that's so nice.
done by Guatemalan archaeologists with funding from Spain.
What a good start to it.
in 21st century already.
The pound and the euro are quite similar.
Yeah, exactly.
London's on sale.
Yeah.
Va a vivir aquí. ¿Qué va? Porque se quedan arriba y les llevan la comidita y todo. Como que chill.
Ahí arriba además tenían menos insectos y menos cosas.
Los altos lo usaban como observatorio más que nada.
A ver las estrellas.
Ella la inventó. Ya está descargado.
O pues de regreso, bueno, tenemos que regresar. Porque no hay, parece que no hay manera de...
So they opened it for 5 years.
presidencial y luego bajan. Ya fueron a ver la máscara, ¿eh?